9:30.
Tell me about it.
Did I say 9:30? I meant 10:30.
You did?
Holy hell, Wade. We made it, buddy.
All right. Well, what's up, man? Glad you had me call in tonight. This ought to be a fun conversation.
Hell yeah. Hopefully some people come around. What up, Mark? Mark is our resident DJ in the chat. Shout out for all the beats he's always hooking us up with.
Nice.
I'm about to pull up my notes. I'm gonna get into this. I did want to start this question with an icebreaker that I've talked about with some of my personal friends, but I'm gonna start a list of the most punchable faces on these TV shows. So my question to you is Haywood or John Walker? More punchable face.
It's probably going to surprise you, but I'm going to say Haywood.
Word. I want to like John Walker so bad.
He's one of those characters where it's like, I think he's got potential. He's coming from the right place. He's just not going about it necessarily the right way.
Yeah, and I feel like just some of the things he says, like, he's not even really I don't feel like sometimes he's coming from the right place. Like and we're just jumping right into spoilers for episode 5, so if you guys haven't seen that, come back on the replay, etc., etc. I know the description's kind of vague on this video. It took us like 50 minutes to get in here, so we're just trying to dive right into this right now.
Right.
But yeah, dude, the scene that sticks out to me the most, like with his character, is the way he was talking with Lamar's parents and how he told them that the guy he killed was the one that killed their kid. It's a lie, bro. Like, he just keeps telling himself these like little lies to keep pushing himself. So frustrating.
You know, it's so funny because I was watching, my wife and I have been watching the show, and like right when that scene came up, it was so funny because she like sat up on the couch and straight up pointed at the screen, and she was like, "No!" She's like, "No, Cap would not do that. Cap does not lie."
Dude, that's
not even to spare somebody's feelings. Cap would not lie.
Zemo himself says it too, like, stubborn. It's that stubbornness to do the right thing even when no one else is gonna do it, man. And I feel like that's one of the main reasons why he gave Sam the shield. Sam's different.
Right. Oh yeah, Sam is definitely, I mean, he's the correct choice, and I think that's what they were always kind of setting up. It was just, and part of the more of the reason why Sam is the right choice is because of his humility, because of his humble nature. He doesn't feel that he deserves it, and it's because of that reason right there that he does deserve it, because he's not letting it go to his head.
For sure. Did you catch that Bucky basically said that I think Bucky either flat out said it or hinted at that him and Steve both decided that Sam was the one that was going to get it.
Yeah, I caught that too.
That was really,
which is funny because even in the comics for a short period of time following the events of the Civil War series in the comics, Bucky actually took over as Captain America.
The delay is tripping me out. Repeat that last part. We got
No, it's fine. I said in the comics, like in the Marvel comics, when they did their Civil War run, and at the end of that comic line, Captain America was shot and killed, or quote unquote.
That's
killed.
Crazy, yeah.
Comic book killed, and when that happened, they needed a new Captain America, and Bucky actually stepped up and took up the mantle of Cap.
Yeah. No, like pretty much everybody. There's a lot of people that take up the shield in the comics. It kind of passes around. Do you think they're going to it's so weird to me. I feel like they're using, like, I don't know, I feel like the titles of like U.S. Agent or even the Patriot, which Eli Bradley, the grandson, is supposed to be, like, I don't know if they've already tried to do this stuff or thought it out, but the whole, like, Bucky might not ever hold the shield now. Like, he might never be called Captain America. They might just kind of skip over that part.
Well, I think Bucky's kind of he's kind of coming into his own identity here, and I don't think Bucky ever wanted to be Captain America. You know, he was always kind of. It was so funny because the way the roles got switched, because, you know, in the beginning, Bucky was always looking out for Steve, because Steve was the, you know, the short, scrawny guy, you know, but he was Bucky's best friend, so Bucky looked after him and took up for him. But then once Steve became Captain America, it was like, you know, tables got turned. Bucky became the sidekick, and Cap was always kind of looking out after him. But there's still that camaraderie, there's still that respect there. And I think that Bucky, he always knew that, you know, that was never going to be his path. He was never going to be Captain America. And it's already been referenced twice in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episodes, with them referring to him as White Wolf.
Yeah.
Which was another character from the Marvel comics. It was actually from Wakanda, and I believe, if memory serves me correctly, and if I'm wrong, somebody please, you know, go ahead, correct me on this in the
they will.
chat, you know, whatever. I believe White Wolf was T'Challa's brother or cousin or some other kind of relation that kind of just took up his own superhero identity. Adopted brother, that's what it was. He was his adopted brother. So they kind of they adapted it to the screen in the way that, you know, the MCU does, and they kind of gave that title to Bucky. And I think, wasn't it in the last episode, Sam said something to him about, you were the Winter Soldier, you are the Winter Soldier, you need to accept that and you need to own that.
Yeah.
So maybe we are going to see Bucky just kind of come in and be like, yeah, I'm the Winter Soldier.
Well, I think,
yeah, I did some wrong in the past.
They're setting him up to go either one or two ways. Yeah, sorry. So, like, he could either go Thunderbolts for some reason, whether it's like to just be in there on the inside, or he could get like triggered again. He's still having those nightmares. But I love that scene when Sam was talking to him about, you gotta let it, you can't just let it go. Like, you literally have to go to these people and apologize and help make their lives better if you really do want to be a hero. And that's another reason why Sam is just too perfect, man. Everything he said, that whole conversation with Eli Bradley. I don't want to really go too fast through all of this, but I wanted to, because we haven't even talked about the show really at all. Bits and pieces here and there, and we kind of just chatted about it a few different times when our minds were blown by things like Captain America smashing a guy in the face in public. But I wanted to ask you, what is your like favorite aspect of the show so far? Whether it's like the Flag Smasher storyline, the hints at the Power Broker, the Isaiah Bradley, Eli Bradley history, the Bucky storyline. You know, what's your favorite thing they're doing in the show?
Honestly, to me, I love the show as a whole, because to me it feels like a continuation of the 3 Captain America films that we already got.
Yes.
Like, it kind of picks up where Civil War left off, and it just keeps rolling with that same feel, with that same vibe. I don't know. I think what I like the most out of it is the fact that we're getting to see more of Bucky. We're getting to see more of his development and his redemption, really, because he's kind of, you know, owning up to his mistakes, even though, you know, they technically all weren't his fault because he was under, you know, Hydra mind control. But he's he's coming around. He's, gaining his own identity. And I mean, crying out loud, I think we've heard more dialogue out of him in these 5 episodes than we have in any of the movies so far. So it's nice to hear, like his side of things, or his thoughts or whatever, as opposed to just hearing like 1 or 2 words here or there.
Will say that I agree with a majority of the internet talking about how he's been nerfed. Like, the Winter Soldier would not have gotten thrown around by John Walker unless he's just that much better. Like unless John Walker's serum is literally that much more refined, like you were saying earlier, like off screen, like it's perfected, it's refined, or whatever the word was, subtle, that guy said. So does that serum
here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say
no, see, here's the
you go. I'm the host. Damn it.
No, as I was going to say, like, if you're actually going and you're pulling from that deep lore from the comics, you're getting. I'm going to get, kind of like sweaty Marvel here on you a little bit.
Yeah, do it, man. Speculation town.
Walker and Steve Rogers they were very similar, but their powers and abilities like differed slightly. Like John Walker actually was just a little bit stronger than Steve's. Like, so you might have said it might have been like a more perfected serum that what John got as opposed to what Steve got. But unfortunately, the differences in their character is what really sets them apart. John Walker was always that hot-headed, stubborn, kind of, I'm going to do things my way kind of character, and, to hell with everybody else. And that's really not Captain America. That's not the Captain America that's not the Captain America we love. And I think that's part of the reason why they went a different route and then made him into the U.S. agent after Cap took back the mantle, or after Steve Rogers took back the mantle in the comics.
Yeah, John Walker, man, he says so many things that bug me. I don't know, like, okay, so his wife, like, I don't want to go too hard on her, but like, is she just a Padme 2.0 now? Like, you're just along for the ride? Like, literally Battlestar tried to warn us multiple times. But now, like, she's sitting right there next to Madam Hydra. Your dude just walked out on the U.S. government. Like, what are you doing? Okay. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, that's another thing there that we can. Yeah, go ahead. Bring it on.
Yeah, the whole, like, the dynamic with old Elijah Bradley and that line where he's like, dude, they we know who he's talking about. They don't want you to be Captain America, and no self-respecting black man would be. And the look on Sam, immediately he's like, okay, bet, I'll show you, I'll show everybody. Like, he doesn't care about those lines at all, man. Like, and it's obviously, I'm a white kid from upstate New York, so talking about this kind of stuff is like, just my opinion. But he, like, and this is a comic book show, but dude, they are talking about real shit. And this dialogue is not, like, the writer, like, it knows this stuff. Like, it's coming from his heart, and I don't know, I loved that whole conversation. I was like, yes. And Sam immediately, like, you could just tell he's like, dude, no, it has to be me. It literally can't be anybody else now.
Well, it's like, yeah, they're definitely bringing kind of a there's definitely like a subtle race angle going on with the whole thing, and
but not feel forced.
Kind of like what you said. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't feel forced, but at the same time, it's like, but like you said, I want to tread lightly on the issue because,
dude. just
get any like, and don't at me about anything.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
real, like.
But it's like, I mean, I get what they're saying. I understand where they're coming from, and there were even there was even some subtleties in the I think it was the very first episode when Sam and his sister went to go to get that bank loan.
Yeah.
And the loan officer was like, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere. Football? And it's like, okay, just because he's a black guy doesn't mean he's an athlete. You know, come on.
There were parts of the things he was saying where I was definitely like, well, wait a minute, are you the special treatment because he was gone for 5 years, or is it because of, you know, obvious reasons? But this is wild, and I'm gonna go on a little tangent, but did you hear rumors about the virus storyline that they had to remove from the show?
The virus storyline?
Yeah, so this is obviously like no sources, just a guy on the internet, all of speculation, all of the like people who are really looking into every episode, every plot line, everything leads to the fact that like they had to remove stuff from the show. The episode with the truck and all the vaccines that they stole literally never touched base on that again. People point out a lot of ADR, which is the audio that's added in by actors after the fact. The Dr. Nagel is talking about how her mom got like tuberculosis or some random bullshit. Highly contagious. She's the only one that got it. Super suspect. But as the story goes, there was a storyline where after everybody comes back from the blip, everybody's returned, everybody's saved. The government was freaking out again. They're like, shit, this is crazy. So the government creates a virus to help control the population. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, you kind of had to pull all that shit, because that would have set so many people off. Like, that's literally what people think is happening.
It's a little too on the nose.
Yeah, dude. So I think, I mean, if that's true, it's affected the show a little bit. I'm starting to learn that I like really don't care about the Flag Smasher storyline that much. Like at this point, I just want to see.
Kind of a. The only thing I'm interested to see is I want to see where it's going to go. Like, how's it going to end up? Is she going to just be like, okay, you guys were right, I was wrong, but I want to help? Is she going to get pulled into this whole, you know, the Thunderbolts thing, or, you know, whatever? I don't see her becoming like a full-on hero. I see her maybe taking on like an anti-hero kind of role, maybe.
You think she's making it out of the show?
Like, you know, doing the right thing.
I don't think she. I don't know, man. I feel like. I think John Walker's gonna kill her. I feel like John Walker's gonna kill another significant character. I don't know.
Well, I got a feeling this last episode we're gonna see Sam coming in, and he's unlocked you know, God mode, or, you know, Super Saiyan mode or whatever, and he's gonna just go out on Walker, and it's gonna be, you know, game over for him. But, you know, there's so many different avenues they could go down with this. I mean, I don't see Sam's not going to be the type to take the final shot. You know what I mean? He's not gonna take Walker out. He's gonna teach him a lesson. He's gonna put him in his place, but he's not gonna, you know, just outright destroy him. So I see them bringing Walker back for something else, and you know, maybe working into like what we've discussed about the potential for this, you know, Thunderbolts movie coming or something. You know, who knows what we're gonna end up seeing.
Yeah, you know, I'm all about the scoopers and all about the leaks and all that stuff. Grace Randolph, who, not for nothing, like, she's essentially best friends with Zack Snyder now. I don't know if you follow her at all, but her YouTube channel specifically when it comes to the Snyder Cut stuff, her channel specifically, exclusive interviews, all this stuff with him. So she's doubling down on rumors now that both Thunderbolts and Dark Avengers are coming. I'm hyped. And I mean, when you're someone like that, you make a living based on what you report on YouTube, and you know there's credibility that goes along with this stuff, and it can ruin people. So she's usually not wrong. But could that be like this phase, or we're talking like phase 5, 6, 7? We got a long way to go. Like we're talking mutants. Like we haven't even gotten there yet.
The problem with it is, and I see them going Thunderbolts route before they go Dark Avengers, and I'll explain why. Because we've already established Baron Zemo, okay? We've already established the Raft. If you know anything about the Thunderbolts are essentially a team of supervillains who are pretending to be these new heroes. Because what happened in the comics is during the Onslaught storyline, which that's a whole rabbit hole I'm not even going to get into right now. The Avengers and the Fantastic Four ended up like zipped off to some other dimension temporarily. So what ended up happening was Zemo decided, well, we've got this void of heroes right now, so I'm going to put a team together. I'm going to assemble some former members of the Masters of Evil, and we're going to start masquerading as these new heroes so we can, you know, basically win the public's trust, fill this gap that was left by the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, and then we're going to take over. Well, long story short, joke is on them. Avengers and the Fantastic Four end up coming back. But by that point, the majority of Zemo's team had already gotten to the point of, well, you know, we've been doing this for so long, you know, maybe we were using our powers for the wrong reasons. So they kind of like redeemed themselves and decided, hey, we're going to be heroes. So they end up turning on Zemo, who was going by the alias Citizen Lee at the time. So yeah, it gets pretty crazy. So they've already got Zemo established. They've already got the Raft established, like I said, which is where he springs some of the members of the team from. Dark Avengers is...
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Kind of along the same... Sure.
Time out. The Raft. That's where they're taking Zemo. Why the hell are the Wakandans taking him there? Do they not know that like that's where all the Avengers were locked up? And then my other question is, who else is in there, bro? Like,
oh yeah, we don't know.
That could get crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up the Raft because I feel like that's where a majority of the Thunderbolts either are gonna come from or they're gonna end up getting locked up in there or something. Armor Wars, like we still have a whole other show. We already, I mean, we're gonna go there right now. We're talking about Dark Avengers and like the Dark Reign and one Norman Osborn.
Right,
dude,
who has yet to be introduced in the MCU.
Yeah. And it's like either gonna be him, it's gonna be Doom, it's gonna be somebody. Like, who's the next big baddie? Like, we need one soon. I feel like everybody's desperate.
We do.
The Mephisto watch was out of control.
Right. Oh, dude, I had odds that Haywood was Mephisto in disguise, but
for sure,
that just didn't end up working out.
I'm trying to remember. My biggest thing was I was convinced the goddamn rabbit was Nicholas Scratch. Senior Scratchy, and Nicholas Scratch is her son, Agatha's, in the comics.
Okay.
But that was very convoluted, that show and the storyline and the timelines and like she wasn't in Salem. She was in New Salem in the comics, which is in Colorado. Like, I don't know. Comics are weird. But yeah, we really touched on the fact that Steve gave him the shield. Like, Steve freaking time traveled, bro. Like, Steve went back, supposedly put all the stones back where they were supposed to be. He's seen it all. He went back and lived that lifetime. Like, we don't really know. Maybe he met other Sam Wilsons. Like, I don't know. It'll be cool to see what other shows like What If show us. Alternate timelines.
Or are we getting a What If?
Dude, the What If is really cool too. You need to find the poster. It just came out.
Okay.
It is
okay, yeah.
It says What If, and then at the bottom, dude, it says Guardians of the Multiverse. So of course, everybody goes to Speculation Town, and they're like, what if this freaking cartoon show is the formation of a literal team, Guardians of the Multiverse, whatever you want to call them, and we see them like also like in the Loki show fixing different pieces of the timeline and like working together to prevent like some overarching thing that we don't even know is happening because we're on this little tiny spinning rock, but they're out there in the multiverse. And you know, there's a Captain Britain, Agent Carter or Peggy Carter is like Captain Britain. Like, it's weird. It looks really cool though.
Well, I mean, they're kind of already introducing the multiverse with the new Doctor Strange movie we've got coming.
Yeah,
because it's right there in the title, Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I mean, who knows?
That's definitely
and
right.
I mean, you go back and you think about it with the way Endgame ended up with all the time travel and everything else. It's like, how many different alternate timelines did they end up creating? You know, by going back and taking all the stones and everything else. So I mean, it's who knows where they're going to go. I mean, the possibilities are almost endless.
You bringing that up too, like I'm constantly bringing up the fact that the Soul Stone specifically has been taken, put back, taken, put back. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. No, you sacrifice. No, like Red Skull had multiple opportunities to escape that shit. Like, he's out there. I think Hydra's like they're all still in play. You sent me that list of all these organizations now that have like that one title of that episode in this show is The Whole World is Watching. So we have SHIELD in the US. We have SWORD up in space. Hydra in Germany. Leviathan in Russia. Confirmed by the cameo. And then the Hand in Japan. And like we haven't even talked about the 10 rings. Like,
oh yeah,
a lot of people are
what
like,
happened with them?
A lot of people think. So some people out there in Speculation Town think that the 10 rings could be heavily involved in this because Mandarin or otherwise wants the super soldier serum to try to build champions for the tournament. Supposedly that show, dude.
What did you yeah.
Real quick, supposedly that show is going to be a freaking Dragon Ball Z Bloodsport style tournament, and the winner will like receive the 10 rings of power. But that's
interesting.
Big grains of salt.
Right. But did you see the one Marvel short that they did? It wasn't included on any of the like the infamous, end credit scenes or anything like that.
So like
it was kind of a one-off. Yeah, and I don't know if it was even deleted. It was just considered like a one-off. And it had a name. I forget what it was called, but it was basically it's showing like the inside of this prison, and you see Trevor Slattery, who was played by Sir Ben Kingsley.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
He's locked up in prison. You see him in there. You see Justin Hammer in the same prison. And then somebody comes up to Trevor.
Not exactly like, the Ritz, is
real
it?
Man. No, and he says like the real Mandarin wants to talk to you.
Yeah. He's confronted by the same.
Yeah.
It's the same actor in the Snyder Cut who gets put in the wheelchair. I think it's the same guy, and he has the tattoo though. I know the scene you're talking about exactly, because he's like holding him at gunpoint or whatever, and you see the tattoo, and everybody's like, "Oh, yo!" And Rings like, "What?" Mm-hmm. That was a disappointment, man. The Mandarin better be insane. When we get the real Mandarin, you better the Rings. Oh, yeah. It's nuts, man. Comics just like there's no end. Like the 10 Rings sometimes almost sound more powerful than the Gauntlet, if that makes sense.
I think they're more user friendly.
Yeah.
Like they're not like pure cosmic power. They're not like, kill you if you try to use them all. I think they're more, I don't know, kind of like almost like, I don't want to say like a watered down version, but something along those lines almost.
They're more pointed too. Like they're not as all powerful as like a Mind Stone that can just do insane things. Reality Stone, change everything.
Right.
I mean, we pretty much touched on a lot of stuff. A cameo, dude. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, like wild.
Yes. Wild. Yes.
Seinfeld. I was never really a fan. I don't know. Some of my favorite parts of that show were like George Costanza and Kramer. So finale. You got any predictions? I'm gonna see how loud this music is too. I apologize. You might not hear it.
Well, I think the showdown between Falcon and Walker. Whether he's going to come back and still trying to call himself Captain America, or if he's going to start calling himself something different, if he's showing up, because spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't seen episode 5, mute this right now. We see that whole end scene of him forging a shield. So we know he's got plans. He's got ideas. Is he going to show up like a whole new costume? Are we going to see the darker U.S. agent costume from the comics, which was all in red, white, and black?
I want that.
We're definitely going to see, I think, that fight between Sam and John, and I think Bucky's gonna definitely get involved, step in, kind of put things down or whatever. But it's predictions. I honestly think it's gonna be a mind-blowing final episode. It's gonna leave us wanting more, and I think that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Guys, I think we lost Wade.
I think our call dropped out and I couldn't hear you anymore.
You're still there. You may have just lagged, skipped out, but you're back. Can you hear me? I got you. I still hear you live. But we're good if you can't hear me, buddy. Anyways, guys, on the replay, appreciate any comments. Like that video. It's all good, guys. I think we did lose Wave.